Hello guys, my name is Ibrahim Gay. My topic is Information System Security Awareness. The overview of the topics that we will be discussing in this slideshow presentation. First, I will give an introduction. Secondly, what is information security? Then basic principles of information system security, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information or data. um, Vulnerabilities, threats, and attacks, key tasks in information system security, and information system security objectives. Then lastly, we'll talk about personal information security, and lastly, to conclude, the summary. Introduction. Information is considered as lifeblood and backbone for most institutions in today's world. Today we live in the information age, and almost everyone has a job somehow connected to information stored in digital form or a network. In today's world, we deal with information in our day-to-day activities, be it our cell phones, going to the hospitals, or like basically everything we do deals with information. Um, let's discuss about what is information system security. Information security is the process of protecting data from an unauthorized access, use, disclose, destruction, or modification. The term information security, computer security, and information assurance are frequently used. These fields share a common goal of protecting the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. Government, military, financial institutions, schools, and private businesses amass a great deal of confidential information about their employees, customers, product research, and financial status. Most of the information we collected, processed, and stored on our electronic computers and transmitted across networks to other computers. Should confidential information shall fall into wrong hands, be it a competitor, such as a breach of security could lead to loss, business lawsuit, or even bankruptcy. Protecting information a business is a business requirement, and in many cases a legal requirement. Basically, information system security or protecting our data is like a must. Is a must, like for business owners, or be it any sector in this technological era we are in. Information is very, I can call it fragile or sensitive, especially like personal information and all. The basic principles of information system security. Firstly, we will discuss about confidentiality. It is it is virtually impossible to get a driver's license, rent a car, buy a house, obtain medical care, or take out a loan without disclosing a great deal of very personal information about ourselves, such as our names, addresses, social security numbers, marital status, medical history, and etc. These are all personal private information, yet we require to provide such information in order to do business transaction. Generally, we um we all disclose our personal information mostly every day in our daily life activities, which we are not even sure if the entity we are entrusted our information are actually doing the best to secure our information. So information is protected from unauthorized access, either accidentally or intentional. That our information will only be shared with those that are authorized to have access to our information. Information that is considered to be confidential in nature must only be accessed by an authorized person. A breach of confidentiality is when an information is accessed by an authorized entity. Confidentiality, we can call it, is it privacy or a secured information that if like our information cannot be accessed by an unauthorized, or should not be accessed by an unauthorized entity or person, then that means, okay, the first principle of information system security, which is confidentiality, has been executed. Right. Then integrity. Information integrity means data cannot be created, deleted, or changed by an unauthorized person. It also means that data stored in one part of a database system is an agreement with other related data, has an agreement with other related data stored in another part of database system. The loss of data integrity is when an employee deletes files or an online shopper changes the price of a product. A loss integrity occurs when a computer virus is released in the computer. Basically, data integrity is, you can say, the correctness of the data, or yeah, when there is no data integrity. Example, in database management system, you can say when the database is being breached, like the attacker or the person itself can create a table, delete, alter, or update a table, which can be very dangerous in terms of sharing information. And next, let's say, like in the military, storing database of troops, maybe, let's say, example, Americans in Afghanistan or some or other part of the Middle East have like already information of their troops, how they are moving, the time and location they are in. So if an attacker gets, or where they are going to, so if an attacker gets or breach the database of that military sector, he could alter those information, which could lead to like many deaths in those kind of operations. So basically, that's in the information system security or data integrity. Then last, it's availability. The concept of availability means the information the computer system use to process the information and security control used to protect the information are all available and functioning correctly when the information is needed. The opposite of availability is denial of service. Basically, the name itself explains everything. Availability. If information is being stored and an entity requested for an information or a table or anything related to that information and cannot get access to it, meaning there is the denial of service. When information is stored, it has to be accessible by the authorized person or entity whenever like he or she requests for the information, be it it's a person or a software or a system. Now we have entity authentication. It's a technique designed to let one party prove the identity of another party. An entity can be a person, a process, a client, or a server. The entity whose identity needed to be proven is called a claimant. The party that tries to prove the identity of a claimant is called the verifier. The person can be, it's mainly sometimes these days, is the system. The system has to give you authorization or authentication entity to access. Like example, going to a bank to withdraw a check or withdrawing some amount of money in your account. The person, I can say, the claimant needs to provide an identification, be it an ID card or your passport, for the verifier, which is the bank teller, to verify your ID. Let's say access control. Access control is a security technique that regulates who or what can view, use, or create or access a place or other resources. It is a fundamental concept in physical security and information security designed to minimize risks. Vulnerabilities. A vulnerability is a weakness which can be exploited by a threat actor, such as attacker, to perform unauthorized action within a within a computer system. To exploit a vulnerability, an attacker must have at least one application, tool, or technique that can connect to a system weaknesses. In this frame, vulnerabilities are also known as attack surface. I've just listed like three main hacking tools or vulnerability tools that hackers use today, to, to access information or our systems, which is mainly Metasploit framework, Wireshark, or Nmap. This is a screenshot of Kali Linux, which I myself personally tried or already did a course related to Kali Linux and Metasploit framework, Wireshark, and Nmap, how to use them, which it makes it easy to exploit vulnerabilities of systems, which is extremely very easy nowadays if people do take attention or people do make research about this. They will surely see that it's very easy to use this application, especially something like Metasploit framework, which is like made easy. It was made easy for hackers to exploit vulnerabilities. We have here you have threats in information security. Threats can be many like software attack, thefts or intellectual property, identity theft, theft of equipment of information, sabotage, and information extortion. Threat can be anything that can take advantage of a vulnerability to breach security and negatively alter, erase, harm objects of interest. A threat, like let's say identity theft. People's identity have been stolen. Not that basically this is your identity, you have no identity, no, but people have been stealing people's identity, be it your identity or your credit card, your bank details, your passport or ID card, to purchase stuffs online or steal stuffs. Like these are things that you know that like people do to steal people's identity to pose as the other person to commit crimes. Attacks. An attack is any attempt to expose, alter, disable, destroy, steal, or gain unauthorized access to, or make unauthorized use of an asset. An information security attack is any type of offensive maneuver that targets computer information system, infrastructure, computer networks, or personal computer devices. An attacker is a person or process that attempts to access data, function, or other restricted areas of the system without authorization, potentially with malicious threat. Attacks. These are the attempts to execute all these vulnerabilities and to exploit vulnerabilities. The attacker is the person who does these activities. Key tasks in information system security. Prevention. Preventing an incident requires careful analysis and planning. Information is an asset that requires protection measures that protect commensurate with its value. Security measures must be taken to protect information from. If you check, this whole presentation is based on preventing ourselves from being attacked, because the information system security awareness, you need to be aware of what is going on before you could protect yourself. So prevention, let's say prevention is mainly the overall topic of this presentation. So detection is the practice of analyzing the entirety of the security ecosystem to identify any malicious activity. An intrusion detection system (IDS) is a device or software application that monitors a network or system for malicious activities or policy violation. The most common I've mentioned, like two classification are network intrusion detection systems. Like these two systems, you have the network intrusion detection system (NIDS) and the host-based, which is host-based intrusion detection system. Now we have the key tasks in information system security, which continues as response and monitoring. In an in an organized approach in addressing and managing the aftermath of a security breach or attack. As we are in this technology era, we are always trying to secure our system, but we are not certain like 100% we could secure our systems. So responses should be active and very fast, like when a system or information is being breached. Monitoring involves collecting and analyzing suspicious behavior or authorized system changes, which is also very important, which also links with prevention as well, because we need to monitor our systems to know these activities that are being carried out on the system, to know if there is any data breach or vulnerabilities to fix them or threats. Personal, here we talk about personal information security. I will end this presentation with a discussion of what measures each of us as individual users can take to ensure our computer technologies. There is no 100% security, but there are several simple steps we as individuals can take to make ourselves more secure. Keep your software up to date. Whenever a software vendor determines that a security fault has been found in their software, they always release updates to fix the problem. So the most important thing is like to always update our systems. We always get updates from our vendors, our systems. We always need to update our system, because these builders do check like if there are any vulnerabilities in their systems or software, so they need to update it. So as a result, we also need to keep on updating our system. Be smart about your connections. You should be aware of your surrounding when connecting to Wi-Fi network in a public place. This part is actually very important, and most of these days people do not care to like what kind of Wi-Fi connection we connect to. Basically, if we have free Wi-Fi, we always directly connect. But some attackers here, like using Kali Linux or let's see, using Kali Linux with other tools, an attacker can fake, can create a fake access point. That is being it's called a fake access point. That if someone connects to that network, he or she will get connection, but like his system will be open to the attacker to check like all the details. Secure your account with two-factor authentication. Most email and social media providers now have a two-factor authentication option. Most of them, Gmail, Facebook, and all these social media accounts do security. And there's another authentication topic that is the 3D secure, which deals with credit card details, credit card security, which is the three-dimensional authentication. Summary: as computing and networking resources have become more and more an integral part of business, they have also become a target of criminals. Organizations must be vigilant. Okay, organizations must be vigilant with the way they protect their resources. The same holds true for us personally. As digital devices become more and more entwined with our lives, it becomes crucial for us to understand how to protect ourselves. It is very, very important. We do use our systems. I have an iPhone X. He has an 11 Pro, but we will never check the features of how to protect ourselves. People do believe that okay, iPhone or I'm using Apple, they are 100% secure, which is also very wrong. We always need to check the ways to protect ourselves, because those vendors cannot protect us fully. So as individuals, we are the first victims. So we are the first let's say entities or actors in security. We always need to be vigilant with our systems. I thank you all. This is the end of my presentation. Hope you will